between Bank and Dice. Either way, AK's coming out now for Godsent, so now we'll get to see what sort of rounds they have to throw at OG. Okay, oh, they'll just take a bit of the molly there. Oh, is that not deep enough? I think that molly wasn't deep enough there on the stairs, the T stairs. And a fast timing by Crystal straight out there to try to call the bluff. Smokes are not brick walls. Good damage to Valde there as well. So Godsent have a pretty decent timing here on their default in terms of map control. Connector, they have the choice here to go bathrooms and connector, and it doesn't look like are they going to invest in bathrooms? I'm unsure at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, it looks like someone's, Madden's going to take towards the bathroom, and ultimately Godsent decides that OG's giving them enough room to set up for a wall of smokes towards A. But the forward smoke from OG kind of makes Godsent hesitate just a little bit. Here we go. Here comes the wall of smokes. Monty pushing beyond the smoke. He gets a big kill here. And MBK takes out Crystal in the bathroom. Only 35 seconds left. Godsent has to hit the bomb site. Well, not really have to, but looks like they are.
Yeah, the rotations come in. Alexi B still on the bomb site with an MP9. He can get it all done from this spot, actually. The smokes are fading, and that will give him an opportunity. But, oh, Zen kills the player on the flank. This feels like we just saw this happen on Inferno, where they have them boxed in, but somehow Godsent get an avenue to the other bomb site, and they take it this time. 1v3 for Alexi B. It looks like he just wants to recover that gun, but, oh, still defending it, actually. His mod and good awareness from him, but what a nice shot.
That's a really critical shot too. That allows him to keep the AWP in his hands and carry that to the next round. And an AWP on a map like this, you can do a lot with it, but he's got to be really careful. He's not.
That's spooky stuff.
You guys noticed from last round the Molotov that Godsent tossed for the water boost? So you know when people hop up on the sandbags to look in the water as CT? There was a Molotov there last round when they were taking water. Oh. Godsent had tossed it, or he might have accidentally Molotov the spot. Something to check out when it's water default.
Oh, clean work for Godsent here on the anti-eco. This is not looking good for OG as Godsent pick up some steam here. We'll see how things shape up in the next gun round, though.
Well, we'll have to see whether or not MBK can find a result in this situation. It's going to be a tricky one. It'd be so cool to find a way to steal a gun into the next round. But look how patient Godsent are being right now. They do not want to get caught off guard. And what's really smart about this is in waiting in the way that they have been here, what they've done is they've created a situation where if MBK was doing a walk flank, even a big flank, he would 100% have run into the stack of players. So they waited, they used time on the clock, and this is just a demonstration, an active demonstration of how disciplined and Godsent are, how much they believe in the system, how much they have prepared themselves in terms of protocols for the various situations that will occur, and how ruthlessly they are sticking to these protocols that they have created for themselves in their practice. That level of discipline is something that, in the nick of time, MBK swings in. That's such a save. So that's truly a heroic moment. Okay, we'll see though if OG can continue. They have no money, so they really need to win this round, and it's not too far away from the same case for Godsent, but that's a great pick there, finding that aggression out of Valde, and that's painful. To lose someone like that early on the CT side, it's definitely rough. And again, in terms of talking about preparation, protocols, all the rest of it, this is one of Godsent's main maps that they play, and you have if you're gonna be a self-respecting IGL, you have to know on every single T side of any map that your team plays what are like the 2-3 responses that we have that are the most advantageous in a 5v4 with over a minute left. You have to know what the answer to that is. Because you get so much freedom.
The answer is B.
Yeah, and it looks like they've gambled correctly here. Monster is often a safe choice, but look at this. Farlig he's got a very expensive gun here, and he's just going to donate that to OG. I'm sure they'll be happy with the donation.
Yeah, I don't see a strong case for OG going for this one, but at least they'll be able to save that moving forward. See though, NBK's in the short position towards B, but there's already so much position gained on the side of Godsent. They'll go for the little railing boost here, see if NBK can find something into this round, some in. Doesn't look like he'll be presented with any angles, and now they've heard that boost being dismantled, and they fall off. So Godsent will pick up their 4th round. Great macro decisions from them in order to take this one away. Interesting gamble stack, though, from OG to place all 4 of their members at that A bomb site instead of going for any kind of info play towards water, perhaps. It felt like they really were convinced that that
That might be wrong. Give you a private message. Call you some names. It's good stuff.
My DMs are open.
Let them know. Let us know.
They're pretty liberal with the block feature, though.
Well, I feel like if there's going to be something from Godsent, it's going to be in this round. So let's keep a close eye on how this one goes for them. They're playing a setup right now that's...
Looks pretty standard.
So, are there 2 players in Graffiti? Am I reading that right on the minimap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It might be sandbag boosted.
I think they're going for a sewers play right now. You can see that on the minimap, Styko is looking into sewers. They just mollied the close position for him. So right now, whilst we're seeing OG work on long control, Godsent just took sewers control. So they're playing proactively, which is important. They have the information. They can rotate players to A, leave someone forward in sewers, and they can have a stronger A defense. This is like having banana control as the CTs on Inferno right now. It's the same kind of deal.
Yeah, it's so important to have that space. And with 40 seconds left, OG, they don't even have control of the divider position. They are forced all the way back. Godsent really stifling their approach already, doing such a great job to make OG uncomfortable here. And it looks like they may, in fact, challenge Styko here at Water. They're moving down connector now, and it's really going to be up to Styko to try to find something. A multi-frag from this position would be key in securing the chances for Godsent. Excellent flash forced him out, but he's still able to pick up. Yeah, I feel like it was kind of far from him for some reason.
Yes, it looked like it was going to be on, but so, I don't know, something seemed off there.
Yeah, well, regardless, Styko's able to capitalize off of it, and good for him. And good for Godsent. They took the initiative in that previous round, which we wanted, and they made it all look so good. Now Farley playing at the front bathroom's position isn't being smoked off. This is an interesting look from Godsent that they don't want to force him off of this angle just yet, but he'll fall himself, not favoring his chances as players could now approach from connector and the party position simultaneously. Doesn't want to have to manage multiple angles at once.
There's that bathroom's control. Well, at least part of it for OG. It feels fairly restricted what they have on the map right now. They are working back towards Monster as well with Starday and Sun. But once again, Styko's in that same position he was last round. It's actually the same setup that Godsent had in the previous round. So interestingly, you know, Godsent are not doing anything crazy. They're sort of confirming where the default's mostly going from OG, and then they take the other part of the map that OG don't have. So in that sense, they've been doing that reliably, and that's a very consistent way to play the game. This is the Crim's position. So Styko can get, is there a flashbang? No flashbang. MBK walks out dry. Styko picks up the kill. Crystal around the pillar. That's a great response. A double from him. Flashbang from Styko. Falls back. Teammates rotating to assist. They're playing the time now. The OG simply just don't have the time to plant. That said, you get a couple pushes right before the time here, and the bomb actually gets planted. And in goes Issa, takes down one. That was expensive. I feel like that didn't have to be so expensive for Godsent. And OG will be pleased with that one.
Yeah, Godsent were desperate to challenge that. With 10 seconds left, they thought they could stop the plant.
Have a player that's out of the fight for 3.5 seconds. So I feel like you want to go in at that moment, because he's not faking it, because there's no time to do that. So maybe just pulling the trigger a little bit too early with that one, but they still win the round. They're still in it. But their money game sucks. They need an AWP. Guess this works though. Nice setup, and the connector's going to work out really well.
Good stuff from Godsent once again, taking the initiative, finding a man advantage. 4v3 situation, and look at how they're all converging towards water now. But Zen, he's left alone actually at the B bomb site, and Crystal's caught off guard at the sandbags, but there to support him is Styko. The team play continues from Godsent, but it's still a trade that favors OG, because they now have 2 players on the bomb site, and isolated is Styko behind that smoke. But Farlick somehow able to take down MBK, just leaves Montu in the 1v2. He's pushed up towards CT, actually staying towards the pit position, and he's right beneath Heaven. He's going to have to juggle these angles perfectly if he wants to pull off this clutch. This would be a massive win for OG here. Oh, and he might have just done it there. The trigger discipline, staying behind that player, does end up finding him 1 kill, but he still has to deal with Styko. And Styko really taking his time with this one. What a flick from Montu there. Finds the
Killed from, and there was a lag in the communication of like figuring it out. And then Styko that's why his movement's weird, because he doesn't know, he's waiting for the information. That's my guess. So 14-7, OG in a great position. It's going to be interesting to see if they can finish this one. They're starting to go from strength to strength. Mantu has been an absolute revelation. He's been so he is the foundation, it feels like, of this OG team. And that's not something that I expected